My name is Shelby Ruiz. I am the research associate at the Integrated Design and Construction Lab at Washington State University. We conduct a lot of research around social science and energy efficiency, which basically means we do a lot of engagement with people inside of buildings, whether they own the building, whether they occupy the building, or they operate the building. Washington State is a very progressive energy code, and it's also structured differently than other codes. So you have to meet your bare minimums, and those are prescriptive. They basically tell you what you need to do. You have to meet certain energy credits. You also have to have a specific performance ratio for your HVAC system. It's a total system performance ratio, and that measures your systems against a baseline standard, and you basically just have to outperform that baseline standard. You're also going to be required in certain occupancies to have a DOAS, dedicated outdoor air system, which in some places we're already using pretty frequently. For some folks, you're going to be needing to dedicate a little bit of energy to reconfiguring your HVAC system to include this. DOAS is going to require you separate your heating and cooling from the ventilation system so that those are never going to cross. It also is going to require you to have some heat recovery, and then depending on where your equipment is, whether that's outside or inside, you might have to have an economizer. And a dedicated outdoor air system is really beneficial depending on your occupancy, but for a lot of different reasons, because we can bring in fresh outdoor air, we can improve the air quality of our interiors, keep people really happy, but also you're reducing the contamination risk. Very high efficiency DOAS combines high performance HVAC equipment with the dedicated outdoor air system, or DOAS approach, that separates heating and cooling from the ventilation system. The VHE DOAS, or the very high efficiency DOAS approach, has been tested in a number of case study buildings, which you can find online. So it has been proven to save up to 69% of your HVAC consumption in a building. The very high efficiency DOAS is a four-prong approach or strategy to a DOAS system, and we call it very high efficiency because that's what it is. It's an aggressive take to not only meet our code requirements in this area, but also push our energy efficiency capabilities really forward. So we have this four-pronged system. We have a completely decoupled ventilation from heating and cooling system. We have right-sized equipment. It's very strict in making sure that you're only getting the heating and cooling equipment that you're going to need. We have heat recovery or energy recovery from that exchange of air so that we're capturing any heat or cooling from the air that we've already heated or cooled. And then we have very high efficiency heating and cooling equipment, which basically means that we have as efficient as possible heating and as efficient as possible cooling systems that are a part of this whole system. And it's really these four approaches that you want to nail down to get just right for this whole system to work together well. VHE DOAS aims for a higher energy recovery level and focuses on sensible heating, because eliminating post-heating in Climate Zone 4 can allow us to simplify our systems and maximize energy efficiency savings. Washington State Energy Code's Advanced Energy Credit is the same requirements as VHE DOAS, and it's an easy way to get a lot of those required points. Especially when we're talking about new construction, depending on your fuel type and your occupancy type, you can get more than half of your energy credits by going that route. Not only does very high efficiency DOAS exceed code in ways that are going to improve the occupants' lives and health and well-being inside of buildings, but it also is going to tick some of those boxes that you need for code in the energy points concern. It's a very straightforward way to improve your energy efficiency. So you're meeting those requirements in other areas of Washington State Code. It gives you opportunities to make your system a little bit more advanced in controls as well. It is shown to be much more efficient for equal or about the same amount of cost going in to buy your equipment, that if you're going to be doing HVAC renovations and implementing DOAS, you might as well move in this direction, because it'll save you more money in the long run, you'll save more energy, your building occupants will be happier and healthier. You're going to be making significant energy savings, and you're going to be making significant improvements to the actual environment of your building, which pays back in a number of ways, whether you're an occupant and you're actually feeling better going to work or going to school or being in a building, or if you're somebody that's operating that building, you'd feel a lot better knowing that this is how you're running things in an efficient and economical way. For me, as somebody that studies occupants and people in buildings, that's huge. I think we've often forgotten about how our systems and all of these very complex decisions that we make when we design a building actually affect the people that are going into those buildings. And this seems like a really great way to do both.